Hi, I'm Nicole Kendall with Nicole Kendall Media and Marketing, and I am also the host of this new video series for the Plainfield, Indiana Chamber of Commerce, the Plainfield Chamber Chat with Nicole. So welcome to another edition. In today's episode, I have the opportunity to talk to Cindy Patrick with Home Bank. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
So glad to have you on this program.
Thanks
Now
for having us.
Yes, that's our pleasure. Now we're gonna talk today about why Home Bank, what makes Home Bank special, why you're a member of the Plainfield Chamber, and we'll talk a little bit later on to Wade Phelps, one of your lenders here at Home Bank, and learn a little bit more about what he does. But right now, let's talk about Home Bank. You are kind of still new to the Plainfield area, but you all are headquartered out of Morgan County,
yes,
right? But
yep.
this location in Plainfield is off of US 40 near Saratoga and Moon Road, right?
Yeah.
So what services and products do you offer here at your location?
We really offer everything that you'd think a bank has. So we have your free checking, free savings, both personal and business. We also offer commercial lending, mortgage lending, consumer loans. So we can do home equities, auto loans, really you name it, we can do it.
Yeah. Now, how's it going here in Plainfield? How long has your financial center been open?
We've been open since our official grand opening was September of last year. So I guess we're coming up on 9 or 10 months now.
Yeah,
so it's been going really well. Everyone's been really welcoming. So
very good. Now, why would someone choose Home Bank maybe over another institution?
Yeah, so we are a community bank, the true definition. We are here so that we can, give back to our communities. We want to be involved, and we want to make sure that we're helping as much as we can in the communities that we're in.
Well, and let's talk about that a little bit further. I know Home Bank is very active in the community. Yes. Tell me about how you give back and how your employees take part in that.
Yeah, so we have a gifting program where we actually give back 10% of our profits to the communities that we are in.
10% of your profits go back into your own community where you're in.
Yeah.
That's kind of unheard of for a bank to do so much. So tell us how that process works.
So we have a group of Home Bank employees that they get together and they meet and they kind of review all the community, because we are in 4 areas. They review all the different areas that we're in. To find out where the greatest need is, really, and then they come together and try to decide where those funds are going to go. And it's a really great program that they're doing.
Solely an employee decision, right? Now, how much do you think has been given so far? Do you know off? I mean, it's a lot.
Oh, gosh, it has been a lot. I'm not 100% sure. I know here in Plainfield, we were able to give to the library already, as well as the Gathering Together. Those have been 2 just since we've been open.
Only in the last 10 months, you've already been giving to local organizations. So kudos for that. I think that's awesome to be a place that people recognize in the community, but also recognize them not just by your logo, right? We all know you're here now, but we also know you're here because of your presence of what you're doing, giving back. So that's awesome that you're doing that. Now, what's one thing about Home Bank that you enjoy? How long have you been working here?
I've just been here a year. My year was in May, and really it is that gifting. I love being a part of something bigger than banking. I like knowing that we are involved and that we have the opportunity to give back as much as we can.
Well, I'd say that would be a good reason. Now, you are a face I see a lot at the Plainfield Chamber of Commerce meetings, and it's always good to see you there. But why are you a part of the chamber? What's something about our chamber in particular that you enjoy?
Our chamber is wonderful. I mean, everyone in Plainfield is so involved, so that's been really wonderful. Brad is so welcoming. He makes sure that we kind of know what's going on in the community, and the meetings, it's just getting to meet new people that we don't get to meet here in the branch, because not everybody gets a chance to stop in.
That's right.
That's been really amazing for us.
Well, if you haven't had an opportunity to come in, let's give your location, maybe your address and your hours, so that people, if they are interested in the products and services that we've mentioned, they can come in and see you.
Yeah, so we are at 990 West Main Street. We're Suite 165 here in Plainfield. We're just across the street from the police station. We are open Monday through Thursday from 8:30 to 5. Friday we're here 8:30 to 6. And then on Saturday we're here from 8:30 to noon.
Okay, great. Well, good to know. And where can you be found on Facebook? Do you have a Facebook page?
Yes, we're at www.homebanksb.com.
Okay, and on Facebook it's Home Bank SB. Right?
Yes.
So either on the web or on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you can be in touch with them either way. Well, I know you're a familiar face to me, but there's another familiar face I'd like you to be more familiar with as well, and that's Wade Phelps. He's a commercial lender here at Home Bank, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about SBA loans and how someone who may be interested in starting their own business can find out more information on how Home Bank may be able to help them. So let's bring in Wade and talk to him as well. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Nicole.
So I'm here with Wade Phelps, a great commercial lender here at Home Bank. Hi, Wade.
Hi.
Thanks for your time today.
Certainly.
Now, we're going to talk to the community about SBA loans. People say, what is SBA? I don't even know what that means. If you're not in lending, maybe that's not a term you hear very often, right? If I wasn't in banking or lending, I wouldn't know what that means. So let's talk a little bit about SBA and what you do here for Home Bank.
Okay. Well, you know, the SBA program, it was established way back in 1953. A lot of banks have kind of shied away from the program simply because to really utilize it, you gotta know a 400-page SOP.
I mean, you don't want to read those every day?
You really don't. And, you know, but the benefits of the program so far outweigh getting to know what it actually will provide for your existing client base and prospects.
Right.
And the problem with a lot of small businesses as they come in to talk to you about a business plan or a startup or an existing business wanting to grow or that is growing is the lack of capital. And the SBA was established specifically to be a voice for small business.
Right.
So when you utilize the SBA program, you know, they're not a slave to collateral. You can come in, and if you have a defined business plan that makes sense, and you've covered all the bases, and, you know, we talk to the clients and try to work our way through a good, viable business plan. If it makes sense, if we are short on collateral, it's not an issue. We can move forward based on a mitigation program, which is the SBA.
So it's kind of flexible for some folks.
It's extremely flexible.
Okay.
And it gets outside the typical credit box because you're allowed to extend terms and provide permanent embedded working capital that you wouldn't get conventionally.
Well, that's good to know. And SBA loans are through the Small Business Administration, through the government, right? It's a government program. So that's kind of the heart of what the definition of it would be, right? It's a government-based lending program for people who are wanting business loans, right?
It's exactly right. And we have a wonderful resource with our SBA friends at the SBA in Indianapolis, and they're a great resource for us. But the SBA, I mean, what they do is they provide a guarantee to the bank. I mean, you are dealing with the bank. The SBA simply provides a guarantee to the bank when you address the credit and say, it's a viable deal, but it lacks something.
Right.
But the SBA mitigates those deficiencies, and the bank moves forward with the credit with the additional approval of the SBA.
The backing with the SBA. Well, that makes sense. Now, what advice would you give, Wade, to someone who's wanting to start a business, but they're not sure financially they're at that point where they should be in here talking with you yet? Isn't that a question you probably hear a lot? They say, you know, I want to run a business, I want to own a business because my mother always wanted to do this with me, or my sister and I really want to, you know, open a store, but we're not sure we're ready. Don't you hear that a lot in business? We all have friends and family or people we know that want to start a business, but what would you say to them financially to help them get them ready? Would that require a consultation? What steps do they need to take to make sure they're ready?
Well, there's a few ways they can go, and the last thing we want to do is put someone in a position where we loan them money and they're not in a position to pay it back.
Right.
That's the worst thing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a couple of resources. If they have an accountant that they're comfortable with, they can go to them for counsel. They're certainly welcome to talk to the bank. Or there's SBDCs, Small Business Development Centers, that are free resources that they can go talk to devise and develop a business plan and really work through projections. And does it really, at the end of the day, does it really make sense? I mean, if we generate X dollars of revenue, does it service our expenses and provide for us to make a living? And, you know, and you have to be realistic when you do these projections, because if you're not, you know, it doesn't serve anybody.
Right. It just goes downhill from there,
Exactly.
right? If you're not real with what's going on financially, that's not a good business plan, right? You have to be educated and know what you're doing when you get into this. So that's very good to know. Now, Wade, how long have you worked at Home Bank?
Well, I've been here 3 years. I've actually been doing commercial and SBA lending for about 30. So the program has evolved tremendously. You know, years ago, it used to be almost referred to as the lender of last resort, because you had to be in dire straits to get an SBA guarantee.
And that's not the case anymore, right?
Not at all. And it's all electronically submitted. The turnaround's not 3 and 6 months now. It can be done in a very short window of time. And, you know, because when our borrowers come in and want money, they don't want it 6 months from now. They typically want it today. But, you know, it's a process that is very clean. It's very effective, and our mission obviously is to contract that timeline and get them the funds they need to grow their business.
Okay, well said. If you would like more information on an SBA loan, let's give your phone number or an email, Wade, that you can share with the community if they'd like to reach out to you for more information.
Okay, best way to get a hold of me probably is my email. It's just wphelps@homebanksb.com.
Okay, well, of course, we've talked a lot about banking today and subject to credit approval, right? We
Certainly.
better say that. A lot of bank products and services are subject to credit approval. We want to make sure we mention that, but make sure if you are interested in maybe starting out on a business, you want to talk about finances, give Wade a call or an email, of course, as you gave them, and I'm sure he'll be glad to give you more information.
Absolutely.
Right, Wade? Well, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of the Plainfield Chamber Chat with Nicole. If you'd like more information on Home Bank, find them on Facebook at Home Bank SB. And if you'd like more information on the Plainfield, Indiana Chamber of Commerce, you can find that online at plainfield-in.com or on Facebook at Plainfield Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.